Good afternoon. Good afternoon. Welcome to this edition of the Houston Roundball Review Takeover of the Lunch Break, powered by JM&E. I am, of course, KG Kris Gardner, owner of the Houston Roundball Review, local name, global perspective. Thank you for taking time to join me during your lunch break here on whether you're watching on Facebook, YouTube, Twitch, FireTV, and of course on Roku via the BS3 network. If you have a Roku streaming device, just download BS3 TV. If not, you can go to bs3network.com or bs3tvlive.com. Let's get into a lot to touch on these 55 minutes or so. My colleague, Mr. Adolphus AD Moore from the AD Max Korner, hopefully will be joining me at some point during this 55 minutes or so before I end the show with Sybil Wilkes and her What You Need to Know. But the top of the show, the first part of the show, is dedicated to the H-Town area teams, the Houston area colleges, first and foremost. My alma mater, the University of Houston, the Houston Cougars, proud alum, graduate of UH back in December of 1994. First things first, got to say this. There's not much progress being made regarding the new AD. I heard Tuesday that Houston has not even begun the interview process yet regarding the new AD, the opening for the athletic director job. Yes, one more time. They haven't even begun to interview candidates for the AD job. I hope that they will have the hire by the time of the start of the college football season in August. What is it, August 31st, the Cougs' first game of the year? Between now and then, hopefully, it's not very promising. Things I'm hearing, some of the baffling thought process behind the candidates, the contract offers, things of that sort. It sounds like my alma mater is still acting like they are a small time program rather than a Power 4 program. So it's just, I love them, but I love them enough to critique them when they're wrong. Rex, good afternoon to you. Thank you as always for chiming in. Yes. So apparently UH got rid of an AD before having an idea of a replacement. Yes, that's what it sounds like. That's what it seems like. But on some better news regarding the Houston Cougars alums, the Forever Coogs TBT squad, comprised of, I'll do this, UH alums, Rob Gray, Wes Van Beck, Justin Gorham, Devontae Pollard, Tayshawn Thomas, Devin Davis, and then non-UH alums, Melvin Frazier Jr., who hit the game-winning free throws to advance Forever Coogs to the round of 8. Chandre Jones, guard. Chris Eugene, don't even Chris played yet. Notice I did not say, even though they're on the screen, I did not say Dejan Giroux, nor did I say Fabian White Jr. Well, they haven't played. They did not play these first 3 games of the basketball tournament because they were involved with their summer league team, NBA summer league teams. Well, summer league is over, and there is a very good chance that at least of the 2, Fabian White will be joining Forever Coogs for their game on Tuesday, July 30th in Houston, inside Fertitta Center at 8 o'clock against Team Colorado. It's funny, Rex says this, in the first 3 games, all 3 games that Forever Coogs won were at Fertitta Center. So for a lot of these guys, the UH alums was their first chance to play inside Fertitta Center because it wasn't built when they were hooping for Houston. But all 3 games, Forever Coogs has trailed. I think 2 of them, they trailed by at least double digits. Coach Lawrence Pay said after Sunday's come from behind win, it's not the game plan. You start out slow, start out sluggish, but they've come back. They found ways to win. That Houston culture comes through. as Justin Gorham, the board man, said after post game. You catch some of those comments, of course, on the Houston Roundball Review YouTube channel. Knowing how to win. Tougher team wins. Devin Davis said it as well. The tougher team wins. Rob Gray hinted at this, what I touched on moments ago, that there is a chance that Fabian White and possibly, less likely though, Dejan Giroux will be in uniform for Forever Coogs on Tuesday, July 30th, 8 o'clock Central Time against Team Colorado. That game will be broadcast on FS1. And even though I'm not being paid to promote it, folks at TBT, I'm giving you all this free pub. Rob Gray said, posted the clip on Instagram, Twitter, YouTube, Threads. Rob Gray and the team would really appreciate it if more fans attended the game on Tuesday, July 30th. Get 3,000, 4,000 folks to attend the game. Friday's game, the inaugural game, had the largest crowd so far of the three. Not sure why that was on Friday. Maybe it's because it's Friday. Sunday was less. Tuesday wasn't not much of a surprise because it rained a lot in North Houston, the Woodlands, Conroe, as I know, as I experienced because I drove back from Arlington, Texas, where I attended the American Athletic Conference Football Media Day and drove back through all that rain to make it to Fertitta in time for the game. But yes, CA37, thank you for chiming in. As always, thank you for your support. It's been fun. It's exciting. The Elam Ending makes the games. The games end on a made basket, whether that's a free throw, 2-point shot, or a 3-point shot. The games kind of end chaotic. I kind of question some of the thought process by both teams and players on both teams. Why are you taking a 3 and all you need is a 2 or something like that? But it's not boring for the Elam Ending. And the Elam Ending basically is this. Fourth quarter, the first stoppage under 4 minutes left. 8 points is added to the team that is leading. So, for example, if the score is 75-68, 8 points is added to that 75. So the target score to reach would be 83. So the game clock is turned off, and then it's the first team to get that 83 or 84, of course, wins and advance to the next round. TBT, win or go home. First team to win 6 games gets a chance to split $1 million. And it is sent to you, to the players on the court via Zelle, your Zelle account, that night. When you are celebrating on the court, you'll see it done on the court. You'll see it done to your phone, whatever. Zelle will send you your share of the $1 million purse. I choose to believe so. CA37, that TBT will come back next year because this is the first year for a Houston Cougars alums to participate in TBT. So there were not great expectations for large attendance for these home games, these games at Fertitta Center. I think they kind of understood that. And then combine that with Hurricane Beryl impacting the area. So I do believe that TBT will return next year. Friday's game, the turnout really gave me hope that it will return next year. Sunday was a disappointment, as I touched on it in the episode of Folks Talking Sports with Willie Gibson. But I think it will be bad because also keep in mind, there's not a lot of cities, a lot of venues that want to host TBT during the summer. So that's also part of it as well. And Rex knows as well. He saw the game once a Bronco against Forever Coogs. They're terrible. Their game plan at the end was just jack up threes. That's all they did. Jack up threes, clang, clang, clang. That's all they did was jack up threes. I'm not sure there is a payout for winning the region. That's a good question. I have to reach out to some of the folks at TBT. I think the only payout really is to win it all. But I'm not sure of that. I'll reach out via text. And once I find out from them, I'll include that in another live stream show. without further ado, joining me from his plush palace, going to bring in my colleague Adolphus Moore, get his thoughts on a few things, and then I'm going to touch on some more H-Town news, Rice, Prairie View. Yes, I have the Prairie View men basketball non-conference schedule. Thank you to the head coach, Byron Smith, a Houston alum. I know, folks, Mr. Moore. So bringing him in, the star and the host of the AD Max Korner, and also, I hope he's proud to be a member of the Houston Roundball Review Media Group, Mr. Adolphus A.D. Moore. How are you, sir?
Excellent. I mean, what you mean? Am I proud? I'm wearing the shirt.
Well,
Come on.
There you go.
I got the shirt on, man. Come on. Get a good shot of the shirt.
There you go, everybody. See, that is the shirt.
That's
Houston.
That's
one of three.
Shirts.
Yes, one of the three shirts.
This is one of the shirts of the Houston Roundball Media Group. We broke them out Tuesday, this past Tuesday.
Yes, sir.
Arlington at the American Athletic Conference Media Day for their soiree, and had a great time up there, Kris. We just quickly, the preseason polls for the American Athletic. Memphis being
you're stealing my thunder, sir. You're stealing my thunder. You're stealing that's part of what I want to bring you on to discuss.
Okay,
sir.
I'm sorry. Hey, I forgot. I'm in the guest role. Sometimes I apologize.
It's all good. It's all good.
I forgot I'm in the guest role, so let me be a guest.
But yeah, here is a picture taken by our colleague Jerry Lee Woodley Jr. You got Mr. Moore wearing gray. I got the blue. But yes, the Houston Roundball Review Media Group, full effect. But also want to give kudos to Brother Moore, because right here, in case you haven't heard, Mr. Moore has been approved to attend and cover the 2024 Pro Football Hall of Fame Enshrinement Week. And he'll be there in a few days. Next week, right, sir?
Early Thursday morning, leaving out. And in fact, I just got a quick itinerary for Friday's events. They doing a group interview with the inductees. So Andre Johnson is included within that first group, and so obviously I want to be there for that. And in fact, this is a historical event, Kris, because as far as this NFL franchise, the history of this NFL franchise is 20 plus years. This is the first player, even though the city of Houston have had other professional NFL players, that history is gone. That history has been taken to Nashville, is part of the Tennessee Titans history. So this is a sort of a reestablishment for Houston professional football. Andre Johnson will be the flag bearer in bringing in a Hall of Fame enshrinee inductee to the city of Houston, and can call it the city of Houston's all one and all its own. You're not sharing it with anybody, even though I know the history prior to that. So I'm excited, man. I'm excited.
Yes, congrats and kudos to you for getting that done. And I look forward to your content you'll be providing on the platforms, on Twitter, on Instagram, and on YouTube via the AD Max Korner, as he referenced a few minutes ago. Here are the results of the 2024 American Preseason Football Poll. Memphis is on top by a good margin. Received 23 first place votes, 409 points total. Second, UTSA. Third, Tulane. Fourth, South Florida. 5, Army. 6, Florida Atlantic, coached by Tom Herman. In a tie for 7, East Carolina and Rice. 9, North Texas. 10, UAB. 11, Navy. 12, Tulsa. 13, Charlotte. And 14th, last and least, by a good bit, the Temple Owls, coached by Stan Drayton. He was dressed dapper on Tuesday, but they're not expecting a lot of things from them in Temple Owls this year based on this preseason media poll. But each of the 14 teams in the American will play 8 conference games this season. The top 2 teams in the final single division regular season standings will meet Friday, December 6th in the 10th American Athletic Conference Football Championship. Your thoughts on that? because I got comments from a couple things. I'm going to show folks who are new to the Houston Roundball Review Takeover of Lunch Break just a little bit about what we do on this show. I cover a lot during these 55 minutes of time that AJ Jones have given me, and Ben Sutter over at BS3 have allowed me this platform on ROKU to share with the audience. But your thoughts on that, those results, sir?
Obviously, Memphis, Memphis is by a wide margin considered the preseason favorite. But I'll be quite candid with you, Kris. Do not go to sleep on UTSA, and maybe I'm a little bit biased in this because of the relationship that I have, or at least have established with Jeff Traylor by way of Elwin Henderson. Because Jeff was a 3-time state champion up in Gilmer, high school champion, and so now he's at UTSA and is taking that program. It's ironic. I asked Jeff last year, and I said, Jeff, you're no longer a secret. He said, well, that secret got out about a couple of years prior to me when I had to sit down and interview with him. But Frank Harris, is no longer there at UTSA. Ever since Jeff Traylor had been at UTSA, Fred Harris has been the quarterback in some shape, form, or fashion. He's no longer there. And so now they had to start. This is a new transition. This is a new breaking new ground as far as UTSA Roadrunners are concerned. And they are not an easy out. They are a very tough out. And you got to wind up and you got to get ready to play them.
As Houston found out and has found out, yes.
Yeah. You have to get ready and play these guys, man. As you mentioned, your alma mater's found out about them. So they are to be reckoned with. Here's the unique thing about it, Kris, and I know you had flashed it. You realize Army got a first place vote? I mean, got a vote.
That's what Rex said. Rex is smart. He saw that too. Who gave them a first place vote? Yeah.
Army has one, and the unique thing about it, this conference boasts not one service academy. They have 2 service academies are part of the conference. And
finally, yes.
Yeah, we were sitting there and I'm sitting there looking at the rosters and looking at the game. They have all the team schedule broken out for the whole season. And I was just sort of sitting there looking at it. I mean, like Tulsa's taking on Oklahoma the first game of the year. These guys, Florida Atlantic, Tom Herman's taking on Michigan State. Then they go to Army. South Florida is first, take Bethune-Cookman. Then they go face Alabama. Yep. I mean, this conference is, they consider it, quote unquote, outside of power. There's no longer Power 5, Power 4, whatever the power, however they're looking at it. It's basically the Big Ten and the SEC and trying to look back at the rest of the folks that are playing football.
South Florida head coach Alex Golesh, he was asked a question about the Bulls having Alabama and Miami on non-conference schedule, and his quote was, "Bama and Miami got to play South Florida." So he flipped it around. It wasn't like, we got another. They got to play us. So we'll see the confidence, and we're going to touch on it now because it was brought up by CA37. The vibe about realignment. New commissioner Tim Pernetti did not shy away from it, but he wasn't going to dwell on it. We're going to focus on who we have here. We're going to continue building and making this opportunity as for our student athletes, as his words, y'all know my word is student assets, as best as possible for them. And if it happens, it happens. But some other news that they announced, and I'll get to your Mr. Moore's question you can watch on YouTube on the Americans channel. But here's some news that was announced at Media Day. The AAC announced a multi-year partnership with WSC Sports, the global leader in AI-powered video content, to amplify and showcase the conference's football and men's and women's basketball programs. The American will utilize WSC Sports' groundbreaking AV Gen platform to produce and distribute high-quality video packages both in real time and post competition, as well as the Clip Pro platform, which enables manual access to all live and archived content for easy curation and distribution. The NBA uses that stuff. So a lot of the pro leagues use that. So it's a big deal for the conference. The WSC platforms use AI-based content analysis to index and rate every play of a game and capture key moments in real time. It further allows for immediate and on-demand distribution of highlights through all key social media channels, allowing the conference to further engage with fans, expand its reach, and develop, this is key, of course, develop revenue opportunities across digital platforms.
Kris, go back and underline that word. They should have put that in italics. Develop revenue.
Yes.
I mean, that was during the whole media session. I mean, Tim Pernetti, who got the job, I think he was awarded the job in April of this past year, but he finally came on full time, if I'm not mistaken. What did we say, in June?
June 1st.
He finally June 1st, and he has hit the ground running, man. And the thing about it, he's the president of a $100 million investment company, IMG. So you are bringing I think nobody's fooling each other anymore. I mean, obviously it was talk about NIL and what they need to do to stay competitive. But
Mr. Moore,
yes, sir.
It's interesting you touch on that about IMG and private money, et cetera, et cetera. Here's a quote from Commissioner Pernetti regarding private capital / private equity. First things first. People have been talking a lot about private equity or private capital, me included. This is Commissioner Tim Pernetti, wanting to be involved in our space. And do you know why? PE, that's private equity, loves business opportunities with massive and growing affinity and tremendous upside potential that have been historically slow to adapt. Whether it's a private capital group, a creative corporate partner looking to break new ground, they see what we know. And here is a money shot, borrowing from my colleague, Greg Flugar. Money shot from Peek Around the Corner. College athletics has failed to modernize the enterprise until it was faced with a crisis. One more time. College athletics has failed to modernize the enterprise until it was faced with a crisis. But they also see that it is overflowing with committed leadership who is mission driven. He continues, having experience in the private sector and on campus, I understand how to evaluate and build businesses, and I can tell you that innovation starts with collaboration, choosing the right partners, and having a cultural fit and alignment. It's not just about dollars. But today, let's not lament the state of college athletics. Instead, let's look through the windshield, not the rear view mirror. I mean, if college athletics is in such bad shape, do you really think we would be experiencing such accelerated growth and outside entities would want to invest in us? More from Tim Pernetti. The fact is, it's an enterprise worth investing in. The intangibles are unmatched. It fuels passion, loyalty, celebrates resilience, builds character, and most importantly, provides educational opportunities. Despite the unknowns at the American, we are going to jump the curve. We are going to invest in new relationships and strategic partnerships and build value for our member institutions. Nothing's off the table. It can't be for us. We'll continue to cast the net wide and meet with prospective commercial and investment partners. Conference naming rights, jersey patches, with revenue flowing directly to student athletes, private capital, we will continue to explore the possible. It's important to say a non-negotiable byproduct for us is that each new relationship must deliver new experience and resource enhancements that our student athletes deserve, end quote. Your thoughts on those words from AAC Commissioner, the second commissioner in the history of the American Athletic Conference, Mr. Tim Pernetti.
The one line in his opening statement, in his opening speech, was that we're not looking in the rearview mirror, we're looking through the fall, we're looking
to the
forward.
windshield. Yeah, to the windshield.
Yeah, we're looking through the windshield and not looking through the rearview mirror. And it's ironic. I sort of had my head down. I mean, we were up front, and I was sitting there sort of jotting little notes down but when he said that, I sort of dropped my pen and looked up at him and went like, that caught my attention.
Yeah.
And I think I wrote that comment down and just put quotation marks around it when he said that, because and it's going to be interesting, and that's why I find his selection and what he's aiming to do, and what he's aiming to do, and the direction where the conference, or at least where I think the conference wants to go, and with him coming from IMG, I think it's probably going to be an ideal fit, Kris, from a commissioner standpoint. I mean, to me, I think the American Athletic Conference did some thinking outside the box by bringing him in.
Yes, agreed. And if you are new to me, new to the Houston Roundball Review, thank you for watching the show, whether you're watching it on Facebook or YouTube or FireTV, Twitch, ROKU via the BS3 network. The Houston Roundball Review, yes, I am a proud alum of the University of Houston, but I cover H-Town sports. We cover sports, H-Town teams. AD Moore covers the Texans and the NFL. So it's not just Houston Cougars talk. We're going to talk Texans. We're going to talk Rice Owls. We're going to talk TSU. We're going to talk Prairie View. We're going to talk on this show and our other shows, live stream shows on YouTube. We're kind of like how sports radio used to be. Okay? We're going to discuss a lot of different things, and we're not just the flagship station and to focus on one team, because no one's paying us yet to be that. So we're going to touch on different topics that pertain to the schools and teams in and around H-Town. Furthermore, as I wrap it up with you, remind everybody where you're going to be in a few days, sir.
In a few days, August 1, I will be heading to Canton, Ohio. I got a flight heading to Cleveland. Get a little nice rental car, and I'm going to be heading down to Canton, Ohio. My first time being in Canton. I will be covering the game that night. I will be all the activities, and there will probably be a short post-game show. And don't look for a lot of I'm gonna tell you right now, it's not gonna be a lot of details. I'm probably not gonna spend. If I spend 12 minutes, it's basically gonna say, "Hey, we're here." Some quick highlights and what we expect to see, what we don't expect to see, because this will be the Texans' first game. They've only been in pads the 2 days. Yesterday was their second day. They had an off day today. They go back to pads tomorrow. They got Friday, Saturday. They're off Sunday, Monday, and Tuesday. Then they travel Wednesday. So it's going to be. I'm extremely excited. I'm looking forward to being in Canton. My first time to the Mount Olympus of professional football, as we know it, American style.
Yeah. Let everybody know. Yeah. Hall of Fame, NFL Hall of Fame. That's where you're going.
The NFL Hall of Fame. The Houston Texans' first enshrinee, Andre Johnson, will be inducted, and so I'm excited. I'm looking forward to being able to chronicle that historical event as far as the Houston Texans, the city of Houston, is concerned, and. Like I said, I'm gonna be busy. I'm gonna be putting a lot of stuff out on X, Instagram, YouTube, and YouTube Shorts. So just be on the lookout for it.
Just one thing. You were at Texans practice Wednesday. You don't have to say who was involved, but shocking. There was a skirmish. There was a fight Oh no, the world's coming to an end. Isn't that right, sir?
I didn't. It was no big deal to me, Chris. I'm going. I mean, some of my colleagues were apoplectic about it, and I mean, that was a scene. That was a tough scene as this skirmish broke up and it continued. But even that, I was sort of going like, yeah, okay, this is their second day in pads, because everybody was sort of remarking that their second day in pads. And they might have, because some of them was talking about how some of them look kind of heavy, how they were sort of looking a little bit slowed down in their tracks and so forth. So I basically just think it's just a deal of you ain't past the second day, man. Come on, you've been out there in a helmet with t-shirts and shorts on, and all of a sudden you got 35, 40 pounds of equipment on, but it was cool. It hadn't gotten hot, because that was a comment I had with Shaq Mason. I talked to him a little bit, after practice, and his comment was, last year when he got here, he said, man, it was hot as, he didn't know if he was going to make it last year, but this year, and practices have been overcast and very calm and cool. So, but D'Amico Ryans told him, don't get used to this though.
Yeah. Last thing for you. This is from Rex. Put you on the spot. Who is your Mount Rushmore of Houston Texans?
Obviously Andre Johnson.
Okay.
J.J. Watt.
Okay.
Those
two are easy.
Yeah.
Okay.
Arian Foster has to be on there.
All right. One more.
I'm leaving that one blank right now, Chris.
Okay. That's
I'm
fair.
I'm leaving that blank. Right. I mean, those three, I think you have to. But that, I mean, and I have some players in the back of my mind, but right off the top of my head, I can pop them off without any reservations or hesitation.
All right, Brother Moore. Thank you very much for agreeing to pop on with me today on Thursday's edition of the Houston Roundball Review Takeover.
Appreciate it, sir. Don't forget, hey, check out, hey, look, hey, come on, let's maul the shirts a little bit more. Get a little close up on that.
The Houston Roundball Review Media Group. He has 3, I have 3, and might get to a point where we're like Rock Nation. Brad, your mark. Folks get to a point they put in the work, and they'll earn a shirt themselves. You might see other colleagues walking around with a Houston Roundball Review Media Group shirt, but they got to earn it. Got to put in that work, youngsters. You got to put in the work. You just ain't going. I'm not going to give it to you. You got to work for it, and earn it. All right, Brother Moore. Thank you very much. We'll keep in touch. I'll talk to you after the show.
Will do.
Take care, sir.
Appreciate it. I'm out. Deuces, folks.
All right, bottom of the hour, a little bit past the bottom of the hour. Just take a quick few seconds, roughly 35 seconds, to let folks know who are new to the show, who are new to this platform. We are on the BS3 network. This promo will give you an idea of what BS3 network is all about, because you're watching the show not just on YouTube, not just on Facebook, not just on FireTV and Twitch, but you can also catch this show on ROKU via the BS3 network. Be back in 35 seconds.
BS3 Network, changing the way you watch TV.
Welcome back to the Houston Roundball Review Takeover of the Lunch Break, powered by JM&E. I am, of course, KG, Kris Gardner, owner of the Houston Roundball Review. Thank you for watching today's show live. If you want to, if not able to, you catch it on demand. You can watch it there, that way on demand via ROKU. Yes, ROKU via the BS3 network. Just download BS3 TV on ROKU and watch our shows on demand. We got shows. Many of my live stream shows are now available on demand on BS3. That includes Let's Rage Coogs, also Folks Talking Sports, and Let's talk Houston Rockets. And speaking of the Rockets, news, Rockets announced their preseason schedule. There you go. Rockets opened the preseason with a pair of road games at Utah on October 7th, then at Oklahoma City on October 9th, before finishing with home games versus New Orleans on October 15th and San Antonio on October 17th. Talk more about the Rockets in detail on the Let's Talk Houston Rockets live stream show. And of course, a moment of silence for the Houston Rockets radio play-by-play icon, Mr. Gene Peterson, who passed away. Condolences to his family. Gene, may you rest in peace. Next, I hinted at it. Going to bring it on the screen now. Thank you to Prairie View men's basketball head coach Byron Smith for sending me PV's men's hoops non-conference schedule. Woo, got to get that money when you're HBCU. First game, home game. I think it's the only home game. College of Biblical Studies, November 4th. That's a Monday. And CBS, Lyndon Rose and Michael Young are involved with the College of Biblical Studies. I did not know that until a few weeks ago. Learned something new right there. Then Prairie View goes to DePaul on Thursday, November 7th. They're at Incarnate Word on Tuesday, November 12th. Then they're in a multi-team event. It's spread over roughly a week. You play SMU on November 18th, Fresno State on November 20th, and then Northern Colorado on November 23rd. Then once that's done, finish up with road games at A&M Corpus Christi November 30th, at UAB December 6th, at Mississippi State December 8th, at Loyola Marymount December 14th, at UCLA, December 17th, at Rice December 22nd, and then at Oklahoma December 29th. So again, when you are at HBCU, you get those check games, got to get that money at UCLA, at Oklahoma, at Mississippi State. Woo! Boy. That's tough. Good luck to Coach Smith and his PV Panthers. SWAC news. The SWAC men's and women's basketball tournament will be in Atlanta next March. The SWAC announced that the upcoming SWAC men's and women's basketball tournaments, slated for March 11th through 15th, will be hosted in Atlanta at the Gateway Center Arena. Quote from the SWAC Commissioner, Dr. Charles McClellan, "We're extremely excited to host our upcoming men's and women's basketball tournaments in the city of Atlanta. Atlanta is one of the top tourist destinations in the country, and hosting our tournaments here will undoubtedly give our fans and supporters a wide variety of travel options, lodging accommodations, and recreational activities upon their arrival. Atlanta is also a very unique fit for this event when you analyze the significant amount of membership, alumni, and fan bases already located in the greater Atlanta area." Dr. McClellan added, "Our overall vision is to make the SWAC men's and women's basketball tournaments a signature destination event filled with exciting high-level competition on the court and a plethora of entertaining ancillary events off the court that will uniquely enhance the overall tournament experience for all attendees." End quote. The Gateway Center Arena in College Park is a state-of-the-art 5,000-seat venue located in Metro Atlanta's South Side, a few minutes away from downtown Atlanta via MARTA, or that's the transit system in Atlanta, or the highway, and a 2-minute SkyTrain ride from the Hartsfield-Jackson Atlanta International Airport. Additional info regarding the ancillary events, tournament promotions, and tickets will be released at a later date. Now, Y'all know I was going to talk about it. Basketball being my number one sport. Some big news made official on Wednesday, July 24th. Let's get into it. The NBA. Oh, the NBA. Some fans are happy. Some fans are not. It's a lot of money. I know that. 11 years. Whew, $76 billion. NBA signs new 11-year media agreements with Walt Disney, NBC Universal, and Amazon Prime through 2035-36. The NBA announced the renewal of its partnership with the Walt Disney Company and new agreements with NBC Universal and Amazon, under which Amazon/ESPN, NBC/Peacock, and Prime Video will telecast NBA games beginning with the 2025-26 season and running through the 2035-36 season. The new media deals will expand the reach of NBA telecast with all national games available on broadly distributed streaming services, Prime Video, Peacock, and ESPN's forthcoming direct-to-consumer service. And with dramatically increased exposure on broadcast television. Approximately 75 regular season games will be on broadcast TV each season, up from the minimum of 15 games under the current agreement. That sounds great. Doesn't it, Rex 32? Sounds great. Broadcast TV. The Walt Disney Company, Disney, ABC, ESPN, will distribute a total of 80 NBA regular season games per season. That's down from about 100 now, currently, including more than 20 games on ABC, generally on Saturday nights with NBA Saturday primetime and on Sunday afternoons with NBA Sunday Showcase, and up to 60 games on ESPN, generally on Wednesday nights and on occasion Friday nights. ABC/ESPN will continue to telecast all 5 NBA games on Christmas Day and provide exclusive national coverage of the final day of the regular season. During the playoffs, ABC/ESPN will telecast approximately 18 games in the first 2 rounds each year and one of the 2 conference finals in 10 of the 11 years of the agreement. Question from Rex 32, and I'll get back to the slides. TNT did match the offer, not NBC, Amazon. TNT matched Amazon's offer, but the offer did not, it's from the NBA's perspective, was just monetary. It did not match in terms of distribution, in terms of reach, eyeballs. Amazon paid a part of their money for the first 3 years up front. Warner Brothers took out a loan to try to match that monetary offer. NBA said, yeah, no, that's not matching the offer. Thank you for your efforts. Thank you for your time, your partnership, but we're moving on. Warner Brothers is probably going to take them to court, sue them. As I said on Sunday on Folks Talking Sports, there will be lawyers involved. There probably will be a settlement. Warner Brothers CEO David Zaslav going to try to save some face with some sort of settlement agreement. But he should have said what he said publicly a couple years ago, that we don't need the NBA necessarily. Well, you're going to find out. Good luck to you. Rex says he thinks it's great for the NBA to be on a streaming service along with the leading sports network. Adam Silver agrees with you. Back to the info. ABC will remain the exclusive home of the NBA Finals, which it has broadcast since 2003. All NBA games and events on ABC/ESPN will be available on ESPN's forthcoming direct-to-consumer service. And I think that will launch sometime in 2025. ABC/ESPN will continue to telecast the NBA All-Star Celebrity Game, yippee, NBA Draft, NBA Draft Lottery, and half of all NBA Summer League games. Another yippee. ABC/ESPN platforms will also continue to distribute a package of WNBA and NBA G League regular season and postseason games. Now the new folks. NBC Universal, NBC/Peacock will distribute up to 100 NBA regular season games per season, with more than half of the games airing on NBC on Sunday and Tuesday nights. NBCU will telecast the league's opening night doubleheader on NBC each year, and at least 2 games on MLK Day on NBC and or Peacock each season. Peacock will stream a doubleheader each Monday night of the season. Every Tuesday night, NBC will telecast 2 games across certain NBC affiliate broadcast stations in different regions of the country. The first game will start at 7 p.m. Central and be available on NBC across affiliate stations in the Eastern and Central time zones. The second game will start at 10 p.m. Central and be available on NBC affiliate stations across the Pacific and Mountain time zones. All Tuesday games will be available on Peacock nationally, and certain stations may choose to televise both games. NBC will become the home of NBA All-Star, including Rising Stars, All-Star Saturday Night, featuring Slam Dunk, 3-point contest, and skills challenge, and the All-Star Game. In the playoffs, NBC and or Peacock will telecast approximately 28 games in the first 2 rounds of the playoffs, with at least half of those games airing on NBC. Rex, I'm getting to your question. NBC will also telecast one of the 2 conference final series in 6 of the 11 years on a rotating basis with Amazon, beginning with the 2025-26 season. As part of the partnership, NBCU will distribute NBA games in several European markets through Sky Sports, as well as in the Caribbean and Sub-Saharan Africa. Additionally, NBC will distribute WNBA games and be home of all USA Basketball senior men's and women's national team games. Xfinity will become the official TV service of the NBA, WNBA, and USA Basketball. That partnership includes collaboration on marketing and storytelling opportunities, virtual signage during game telecasts, and activations at marquee NBA, WNBA, and USA Basketball events. Amazon will distribute 66 NBA regular season games on Prime Video each season, including Thursday night doubleheaders beginning in January, Friday evening doubleheaders, select Saturday afternoon games, at least 1 game on Black Friday, the day after Thanksgiving. That's interesting. And the quarterfinals and semifinals in the knockout round of the Emirates NBA Cup. In addition, Prime Video will stream the championship game of the NBA Cup. Prime Video will also distribute all 6 NBA Cup play-in tournament games. In the playoffs, Prime Video will stream approximately 1/3 of the first and second rounds each year. Additionally, Prime will stream one of the 2 conference final series in 6 of the 11 years on a rotating basis with NBCU, beginning with the 2026-27 season. Amazon will distribute NBA games globally as part of Prime Video, with an expanded package of games in select territories, including Mexico, Brazil, France, Italy, Spain, Germany, the UK, and Ireland. This expanded package includes a minimum of 20 additional primetime regular season games each year, a conference finals series each year, and the NBA Finals in 6 of the 11 years. Prime Video will also become the NBA's strategic partner and third-party global destination of NBA League Pass, the league's live NBA game subscription service with expanded distribution rights for NBA League Pass in the U.S. and internationally. Additionally, as a part of the agreement, Prime Video will stream half of all NBA Summer League games, as well as a package of WNBA and NBA G League regular season and postseason games. Talked about it. Getting into it. WNBA also announced, well, via the NBA, secured landmark media rights deals with the same three companies. The WNBA announced the renewal of its partnerships with the Walt Disney Company and Amazon Prime Video, as well as new agreement with NBC Universal, beginning with the 2026 season and running through the 2036 season. Disney will distribute WNBA games on ABC, ESPN, or ESPN2, and stream them on ESPN's forthcoming direct-to-consumer service. NBCU will distribute the games on NBC, USA Network, and or Peacock, and Amazon will stream its games globally on Prime Video. Under new agreements, the partners will distribute more than 125 regular season and playoff games nationally each season, including a minimum of 25 regular season games on Disney platforms, 50 regular season games on NBCU platforms, and 30 regular season games on Prime Video. Additionally, Disney and NBCU will distribute games in key international markets, and Prime Video will distribute games globally to more than 200 million Prime members worldwide. The new deals will also provide access for fans throughout the WNBA playoffs and finals. Disney will telecast 2 first-round series per year, while NBC and Prime Video will each telecast 1 first-round series annually. Here's something new. The semifinals and finals will rotate over the 11-year term, with Disney distributing 8 semifinal series and 5 finals, and Prime Video and NBCU each distributing 7 semifinals and 3 finals. So again, Prime Video and NBCU will have WNBA finals. WNBA finals, that means 3 WNBA finals will be on Prime Video, not broadcast networks, Prime Video. As part of the deals, Disney platforms will continue to telecast all events from WNBA All-Star, including the All-Star Game and the WNBA Draft, while Prime Video will continue to stream the championship game of the WNBA's Commissioner's Cup. The WNBA is also expected to add additional media partners that will further expand the reach and accessibility of WNBA games as of the 2026 season, and those partnerships are with ION as they have right now. And those deals should add another $60 to $80 million per year to the WNBA's media rights package. So WNBA's deal is 11 years, $2 billion, $2.2 billion right now, roughly $200 million per year, with an additional 60 to 80 million from ION and additional partners. So that's a boost for the team and the players. Also, there is a provision that they can renegotiate after 3 years and try to get better financial deals for the WNBA. So there is a 3-year, quote unquote, look in, like Brett Yormark had for the Big 12 and the CFP deal. So yes, the WNBA is getting more exposure. Peacock will not replace League Pass, at least not yet. It's just a different avenue for the NBA to broadcast and reach more fans, different platforms, and of course, try to maximize all of this revenue. So that is that. I think I covered everything I wanted to touch on. The NBA, WNBA media rights deals, preview, men's hoops non-conference schedule, SWAC news. Let me see here. Talked about Forever Coogs reminder. Forever Coogs, their next game in the round of 8 of TBT, the basketball tournament, will be Tuesday, July 30th at 8 p.m. Central at Fertitta Center. So yes, the Forever Coogs alums. And they are, once again, Rob Gray, the CEO, Rob Gray. Maybe Jason Giroux will be at that game. Will be playing in that game on Tuesday. Wes Van Beck, Fabian White Jr., maybe playing in that game on Tuesday. Justin Gorham, Devontae Pollard, Tayshaun Thomas, Devin Davis, who's been the best player consistently, offense and defense, these first 3 games for Forever Coogs. Melvin Frazier Jr. from Tulane, who hit the clinching free throws in Sunday's win to advance the team to the round of 8. Chandre Jones and Christian Eugene. So I think that'll cover everything. Test on. There we go. Last thing right there. Rice women's basketball non-conference schedule. Be sure you watch my interview with head coach Lindsay Edmonds. I spoke with her Wednesday afternoon. That's on YouTube of the Houston Roundball Review YouTube channel. Exhibition game against Lubbock Christian, November 4th. The banner raising ceremony, the rings go to the players for being conference champs. South Dakota State, North Carolina A&T, November 7th. South Alabama, November 11th. The Hueys, the Houston Cougars, on November 14th at Rice. Sam Houston State, November 17th. Then they're at Gonzaga on November 21st. Then they're going to Cancun, Thanksgiving week, on November 28th and 29th. First game against BYU, followed by a game against Vermont. Then they come home, face Utah Tech on December 4th. Then they go at Louisiana on December 7th. Then they host Coach Vernetsky and TSU, Texas Southern, on December 13th. And then they wrap up their non-conference schedule at Georgia Tech on December 18th. The first AAC conference games will be December 29th, 24th. League play will run through March 4th, 2025. And the AAC Women's Basketball Championship for 2025 will be held at Dickies Arena in Fort Worth, Texas on March 8th through 12th. The conference has extended its deal with Dickies through 2028. And if you missed it earlier, very top of the show, UH has not even begun interviewing candidates for the athletic director job. Yes, they have not yet begun interviewing. Heard that on Tuesday. I don't know if anything's changed as of Wednesday or Thursday, but as of Tuesday, I was told they had not yet begun interviewing anyone for the job. I hope that a new AD is hired by the start of this football season. But from what I'm hearing, the lowball offers, the piss poor monetary offers are not helping this process to get quality candidates. You want top candidates, sometimes you got to pay for it. And that has not been the case so far from what I'm hearing. So that'll do it. Wrap it up. Kudos to my man, Adolphus A.D. Moore, for joining me as part of the Houston Roundball Review Media Group. Subscribe to this channel, Houston Roundball Review. Thank you to A.J. Jones. Download the BS3 Network app on Roku. You watch the show there as well. So everyone, thank you to Rex32 and CA37 for their questions and comments. See you again in a few days, next Thursday. If you're in town, join me Tuesday at Fertitta Center for Forever Coogs against Team Colorado in the round of 8. Until then, keep this in mind. Since 1994, the Houston Roundball Review. Local name, global perspective. Everyone, take care. Peace.
It's Sybil Wilkes with what you need to know. Today is Thursday, July 25th, 2024. Number 1, Vice President Kamala Harris held her first rally of her 2024 presidential campaign in the battleground state of Wisconsin. Before an estimated crowd of 4,000, the historic candidate presented her case against the former president Donald Trump and promised compassion over fear and hate. It was reported the vice president set up the contrast, reminding the audience of her background as a prosecutor to Donald Trump's status as the first former president convicted of a crime after he was found guilty of 34 felony counts in his New York hush money case. They're calling it the prosecutor versus the felon. Number 2, CNN has uncovered a disturbing issue with Airbnb, one of the world's largest short-term rental companies, hidden cameras in rental properties. The investigation revealed that Airbnb has generated tens of thousands of customer support tickets related to surveillance devices over the past decade. The company has faced multiple lawsuits and police investigations related to hidden cameras and usually settles hidden camera lawsuits quickly, often using non-disclosure agreement. Number 3, state Stay cool and stylish outdoors during the summer despite the heat. The What You Need to Know newsletter, along with our partners at Black Health Matters, have 7 tips to beat the heat and maintain your style in today's newsletter. Number 4, Vice President Harris will break many barriers if she is elected President of the United States. She'll be the first woman, the first Black woman, the first Asian woman, the first HBCU graduate, and the first member of AKA, that's Alpha Kappa Alpha Sorority Incorporated to you, to become president. Within a day of her being endorsed by President Biden, several people spewed hateful attacks that focused on her race and gender. One congressman from Tennessee called her a DEI vice president on social media, while the Trump campaign press secretary Caroline Leavitt said that VP Harris was just as weak, failed, and incompetent as Joe Biden. Number 5, Ms. Astrology is back, and she's saying Leo season, yes, is a time for enjoyment, creativity, and playfulness. This year, Mars in Gemini brings a stir of energy, leading to exchanges of ideas and information, as well as potential arguments. Filter words and approach conversations curiously to restore the sun's joy and energy. Leo season ain't nothing like it. Here's your daily inspiration from Yogi's Jewels. Respect social cues by paying attention to body language that indicates someone needs more personal space, and adjust your actions accordingly. Join me today live on YouTube and Facebook at 7 p.m. Eastern, 6 p.m. Central with Aprilette Russell and the aforementioned Ms. Astrology as we discuss Leo season, along with today's headlines and more. I'm Sybil Wilkes. Be informed, be empowered.